Well, good morning, everyone. I only have a few things to share with you today because I am working on this pattern test and it's just fantastic. And it's a little more advanced. Like it took me 4 tries to get one leg done. But once I got it, I got it. So I just have a few things. Not to mention it hasn't been all that long since the last video. And right now I am like majorly creeped out. I was sitting at my desk where my computer is, making a listing for someone that requested one of my items on Etsy. And I see movement out of the corner of my eye. And I was dismissing it as a little piece of fluff. And it was not fluff. It was this giant spider. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't go back in that room. I have lost sight of where it went. I tried to get some spider spray to get rid of it. I don't do spiders. I can't stand them. And when I came back, it was gone. So I don't know where it is. And I would just like have a total panic attack if it got on me. I can't go in that room. So I don't even know how I'm going to edit this video because that is where my computer is at. And that is also where my, all the pieces for my test pattern is at. And I need to be on the computer to access the pattern to work on it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just like, having a nervous breakdown here. I do not like spiders. Anywho, so last time I showed you guys this, I don't know, like stress ball type Eeyore, and it was a free pattern on Instagram. Well, one of you very nice viewers, and I cannot think of your name off the top of my head. I will look it up and pop it in here. Contacted me on Instagram and gave me a link to a really cool free Eeyore pattern. So this guy is probably going to be for me. I'm probably not going to sell it. I don't know. We'll see what happens come October, because this one looks way more like Eeyore. So I think I need, if I make it again, I think I need to make a couple of adjustments on it, just for my own personal preference. But as it is, I did it just the way the pattern said, with the exception of the ears. I couldn't do the ears. I had to make one little change. Like it has you make 2 pieces and then hand sew them together to the inside so that the blue, it has like a border to it, and I couldn't make it look right. So I just did it to where I could crochet the 2 pieces together. So that's like the only change that I made on this. But anyways, here is that Eeyore. Now this, he can lay down or he can sit. He looks more like Eeyore. So I may have overstuffed just a tad. But I like to stuff firm because, you know, the stuff breaks down so much. But the change that I would make is like maybe 1 round less of the nose color so that I could have another round of blue to have a little bit more space for the eyes. I did pull the eyes out once already and redo them and try to lower them down. But he's pretty cool. And he definitely looks like Eeyore. There's also a piglet and I think a poo pattern as well. Or no, was Tigger. I can't remember. It's been a few days. But there's 2 other Pooh characters that is also on this blog. So there's not a lot of pictures when you do it. So I had to keep referring back to the main picture when I was like, what are they talking about? But I think he's adorable. This one I really liked. I really liked this one. This looks way more like Eeyore than the other one that I tried. And it was free. And it took me a little while. For as small as it is, it did take me a little while because I was having to figure a lot of the stuff out because of the lack of pictures. So I have one adorable Eeyore. Then I did another Crochet Grove dog, and I picked doing the corgi style, but I didn't use the traditional corgi colors because I wanted to use gray and not be so stuck on the brown colors. You know, you stick to one color too much and it gets a little boring. So I did gray, and I used seal gray and white and rose pink for his little paw pads. So basically all of this part was the same, and the ears were different and the tail was different to make it a corgi. And there's like 4 or 5, I don't remember, different ways that you can do the little dog. And so he got a little blue bandana to go around his neck, and he's cute. This one also took me a little while, but I think it was because I was like just not really into it. Not that I don't like the pattern, I just wasn't like really into crocheting at that moment. So it took me a little bit. Plus my attention was being taken away by whatever it was that I was watching on Netflix. So guilty. I was distracted. So then going back to old patterns that I purchased. Last year in July, I bought several patterns from Teresa's Crochet Shop. And one of them was, oh gosh, well, I bought the clam, I bought an orca, I bought a hammerhead shark. There were quite a few that I bought. I don't remember them all. And I tried most of them, but the hammerhead I hadn't even tried. So I decided to try to make the hammerhead. Now, disclaimer here. It looks way better in person than it does on camera. So that's the front. Give him a little side view. He is a porker. This hammerhead is well fed. He's got his little belly. And I will say, this part you crochet separate and sew it on. When I tried the orca to do it that way, it didn't turn out very good for me. But in my defense, at the time, I was new to doing these, and I was battling Bernat yarn, because that's what I had made that orca out of. So that one, I think, because it's more realistic looking than the All from Jade orca that I have to make more of because I sold it. The orca, I think I'm going to try that again, because I have gotten so much better at making these, and I did a much better job of sewing his belly. So it tells you to pin this in place when you go to sew it. I don't know about you guys, but straight pins do not stay in for me. They just slide right out. Same way with the sewing sticks. They just slide right out. They don't hold anything for me. So what I ended up doing is I used toothpicks to hold it in place. let me tell you, those little toothpicks are sharp, so you have to be careful. But that worked really well. For some reason, the wood, it kind of like grips that stuffing on the inside, and it makes it stay in place better. So the hardest part, and it was trying to get the head centered. It's a little bit off. Like, I think it's a little bigger on this side than it is on this side. But it's fine. It's going to work. He's got his eyes on the side. But yeah, so a hammerhead shark. And like I said, he's well fed. He's a little porker. So, but when I bought this, it was an acrylic pattern. She has since come out with the plushie patterns. So I don't know if it's the same or if it's different. But yeah, hammerhead. So those are my 3 big items that I did. And then Crochet Grove, she came out with a new seahorse pattern. And she has a free one on Instagram for a small seahorse. So I was like, let me try that. I'm pulling little fluff. Oh, so annoying. You know how when you sew and it pulls little strands of the stuffing out? It's like, even though you try to clear it up when you're making it, you still always seem to find more. So, anywho, I tried her little seahorse pattern. And this is with Parfait Chunky. Now she says to use the Michaels, like Sweet Snuggles or Home Slim. But what I have the most of is Parfait Chunky. And it's another one of those where it's going to be a good scrap buster type pattern. So it's a decent size. So I did one. So I decided, let me do another. So I did pink. And I think the pink came out just a tiny bit bigger through the body. Most definitely. That's just the thickness in the yarn. So it wasn't hard to do. It was very, very straightforward, the directions and everything. It, very cool. It was very, very cool. So 2, seahorse. Free pattern. Seems like I make a lot of things that are ocean animals, because my next one is as well. So that gives me a hammerhead, some seahorse, and then this next item, this go round. And then I'm looking at these other ones, and like, you know, mermaid and turtles and yeah, fish, a lot of water animals. All right, so this one is a free All From Jade jellyfish, baby jellyfish, and she just posted it yesterday, day before, something like that. So this is the little jellyfish, and this is Parfait Chunky. Now it looks bigger in the camera. It is not very big. It is not big at all in the Parfait Chunky. So I decided, well, let me try it with the Michaels and see if we can get a size difference. So there's definitely a size difference. Not a lot, but enough to make it worth your while to use the Sweet Snuggles. Or I'm sure Bernat, it would come out even bigger. And it would make it look like the little guy had some substance. And again, this is a free pattern. It's really quick. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, or 8, 16. I don't remember. I would just have to glance at it and figure it out. So there's this one. I did purple. and light pink and coral and whatever color this is, aqua something. And then I said, let's do a dark pink, but I want to try it with embroider dies. So you could do the embroider dies, so it could be an item for the littles. Now, this seems smaller. So I don't know if I missed around on it. That's what happens when you're distracted watching stuff on TV. So 5 jellyfish. And I could have sat and made more of these because they're quick, they're easy, and they weren't complicated. And you could pretty much do them mindless. Well, 6 if you count the little one with the parfait. But that's all I've made because I'm working on that pattern test that is in that room with a giant spider on the loose. Somebody needs to come save me and get that spider out of my workspace. All right, so this video was super short. I don't have a lot of stories to tell. Didn't have a whole lot to show. That's just how it goes sometimes. Some days you can just whip them out, and other days it's, you know, maybe 1, 2 if you're lucky. So, yeah. Now we'll see how long it takes me to get in there to be able to edit this and get it uploaded to YouTube. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to say sayonara. And I'll see you in the next video. Just keep your fingers crossed that spider doesn't get on me.